Taking no shorts. Coming right up.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Now I gotta talk, we all gotta be quiet. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
And now your host, Taking No Shorts podcast, Jay Grizzy.
Exactly.
Let's do this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just pause this and start back over. Jesus Christ.
Taking no shorts. Coming right up.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Now I gotta talk, we all gotta be quiet. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
And now your host, Taking No Shorts podcast, Jay Grizzy.
Thank you, Jet Music. I appreciate the intro. Thank you, brother. Thank you, everybody. This is Taking No Shorts podcast. I'm your host, Jay Grizzy Gray, a.k.a. Mr. Leave No Meat on the Bizzo.
Exactly.
Episode 102 is off and running. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Anywhere where you find your favorite podcast. I know that's pretty much these days in 2025 a cliche when you hear these podcasts, but I have to say that also I would encourage you, or I would ask of you to help me reach my personal goal of reaching a certain amount of subscribers on, and that's at about 100. That's it. That's just it. By the end of August, I need to get to 100 subscribers just for us, as you would say, okay? Just for us. So do me a favor, go to where you can find this podcast every Friday at the following streaming channels. That would be Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch, all at Taking No Shorts Pod, and smash that subscribe button. I'll take a like and I'll take a comment, anything that will get me into the algorithm. But for me and us, help us reach our goal. we're doing this together. I want to include you in Taking No Shorts pod. So you might be asking, Grizzly, what is 102 about today or tonight or whatever, gods? I don't know where to start, honestly. I can tell you this. I know since episode 101 was kind of a political episode, you can go back to see that last week. I'm going to do a little bit of my, because, I've come from a history and poli-sci background. So I want to speak on kind of what I kind of know what I'm talking about. And then also because shout out to the homeboy Brent.
Exactly.
1/4 of the original Four Horsemen of VCU.
Exactly.
The world television champ.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you, Sheik. He came up with the slogan "Real Retro," and he said "Real Retro," right? So, I know when folks see that, they probably saying like, "Well, Grizzly, I watched the podcast and ain't nothing retro about it, bro." Like it is nothing retro about it, and so I get it, and so I'm trying to, get my legs up under me during the podcast. So, I might go into some retro stuff. We've touched on a little bit of retro stuff, being that we're Black Gen Xers, you dig?
Exactly.
And we are up there. If y'all can't tell, it has, the gray has overtaken me. My better half says it looks good on you. I don't, it took a while for it to grow on me. As you can see, I'm looking over there because I'm like, how do I look with this gray coming in? And she's like, men, first of all, I was bald early. When I say early, I'm like, who used to say that? Early. That was up north, New York thing. Early. Be like early kid, like early. When I say early, I'm like 92. So I want to say when I was in my early 20s, it was this was, and some folks I know, Carlton Banks might get in the comments when he see this and say, bro, this shit was leaving you in high school. So I don't know. I heard I did the ancestry and it said the gene, I don't have the gene, but it's still, it still got in, I don't know. I think I put an S pearl in my head and the shit just killed all the follicles in my college days in the early 90s as a Gen Xer, As you can see, I'm drinking some type of concoction, and that's because I lost my voice. I'm still in the process of getting my voice back. So I got tea, honey, lemon, all of that stuff. So hopefully I don't sound distorted this week. It was been about a week and a half now. I don't know. I if you go back to episode 101, I lost it. I still say to my wife, like, if you sleep up under a fan or if you leave your window open and the change of temperature, the change of season, you get some cold right here. And I don't know, some got in that, it's a lot of pauses, in this, but some got in my throat area, and I woke up and I sound like, God, I sound like the teacher from Charlie Brown. That's another Gen X reference, I said Frogger from the Little Rascals, but I don't even think nobody remembers the Little Rascals. Definitely not now. Hopefully I might have some of my regular guests come on because we're all in the same age range, and we just talk about, like, some of the stuff that none of our kids would not understand. But so I was talking to Carlton earlier before I recorded, and his son is of college age, so I say in his early 20s, and he was headed out the house, and to hear him, it's a weird dynamic to hear us sound like our parents when really my parents didn't even, they worried in the 90s when crime was written. in certain places of the country, they had the crime bill and all that shit. We're gonna talk a little bit about how that came about as well. But like I'm gonna check here because last week I did so much editing, from the pod afterwards because for some odd reason when I downloaded it and was going through the edits, the audio didn't come over. So if you're a content creator, that if you know, that's a hashtag. That sucks, man. But that's a pain in the ass if you got the video but you don't have the audio and you got to sync it. Oh Lord, so shout out to technology. I don't run from it if it can help. I just don't depend on it as much. I try not to anyway. Anyway, I think I told y'all. We're gonna do a little politics. We're gonna get a little retro in. And so, with that being said, let me start off by saying, what in the hell is this guy doing on the roof of the White House?
That nigga's tripping.
What is you doing? Are we living in some kind of alternate universe? And then I saw, I'm gonna stay on topic tonight, and I'm gonna come back to a lot of stuff. I hope I do. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff on the interwebs to distract us from what the meat of the matter is. So I saw something the other day. I'm going to get back to this dude on the roof, but NASA scientists say that they saw some type of object in the solar system, and they think it's hostile and it's extraterrestrial type shit. And I'm like, what?
Bullshit.
Y'all got to be really desperate out here. If they wanted to find us, they would have found us by now. They don't want to find us. I don't even think we're on their level. We just not on it. We my opinion is we ants. And speaking of ants, this dude is on the roof of the White House first thing in the morning. Not that it was on my TV, but you can't, that's how, when the mainstream media they find a way to just get it to you. And I'm like, okay, who's paying attention to this shit? Of course, reporters are asking him questions, and he's up there, answering questions on the roof. I don't know. Well, I do. All right, I do know. So let me stop BSing y'all and tell y'all what I think. Because I ain't gonna take no short. Yeah, dude.
Exactly.
He think everybody fool. He think 340 million of us, or at least, all right. So that's the whole population. Let's say 40% of it vote. So he think 150 million of y'all are just stupid. He just think 150 million people is gonna dance to that song he's singing.
Bullshit.
Even his own supporters can't dance to this shit because before I hit record, I pulled up just so I make sure I'm on top of everything and I'm not, giving y'all or saying reckless shit on the internet, Congress, we're controlled by his people, is subpoena. I'm going to get to this. They done subpoenaed the Clintons. The Clintons is 30 years ago. I mean, like, what are you subpoenaing them for? On the Epstein shit, he subpoenaed them. And old girl that was talking or looking to get sprung out got moved from one prison to another. Nah, it's like a reality show. It's like we're 150 million voters, 340 million Americans are held at gunpoint and forced to watch this horrible, evil, wretched reality show.
Exactly.
Poorly written.
Exactly.
Horrible, fake actors and actresses.
Exactly.
And a whole bunch of
bullshit.
I mean, they playing in front of everybody's face. And the reason why this can happen is a lot of reasons, money in politics, sycophants, suckers. I said last week, like people who don't have no moral fiber whatsoever, have no decency, or how Hillary said, they're deplorable. And so after he sends his deputy attorney general down to a prison to negotiate, when have you ever seen the FBI director, well, short of the, there's the FBI director, there's the attorney general who runs the FBI. That's the Department of Justice. Up under that, in the tree of stuff, right? So you got the number 3 person in justice for the United States. I can't even say it's not for the interest of the United States, right? Number 3 or number 4 person that's supposed to be running the Justice Department for the United States of America, invented since the Civil War to help protect people under the guise of justice for all.
Bullshit.
Yeah. When have you ever seen such a thing? The number 3 or 4 person in the Department of Justice goes to a prison after somebody has been convicted of a crime. In a particular case, a heinous, like there's degrees of crime, like petty crime, like if I, steal a piece of candy from the store, that's a crime. It's a crime. But if I'm if I'm essaying and trafficking in all kinds of human bodies, girls, underage, this ain't normal. And it doesn't even matter how animated I get. We are here. You could sit there and put blinders on. You can sit there and say, it don't affect me. You can sit there and say, the economy, it's about egg prices or whatever. But what about we here? Not only are we here, we've been here. I know people that when folks lose me and I'm what they call a moderate on the political spectrum, a fair-minded, intelligent, college-educated moderate, and you lose me, and I'm sitting up here with a podcast and, let me put it to you this way. If I get any of y'all right-leaning folks that see the clips of this or watch Taking Those Shorts podcast, 102 or anything else, you would want me in your corner. Because if you lose me, that means you lost a lot of cats. And I'm not saying that I represent that, but I'm just saying, like, I could easily flip that switch, get the wicker chair. I mean, the plants are right here. I could get the black beret. I could get the Huey P. Newton pose. I could set that right there easily. Y'all don't want that. Not this time around. And especially, this is the anniversary. Let's give a round of applause for the Montgomery Broad brothers and sisters. Whooping ass 2 years ago. Whooping ass down in Montgomery, Alabama. The group chat said, the group chat on top of the group chat, but this should be a personal celebrated holiday for us. Y'all don't want that. After 50 years, that first, y'all don't want that. Because it ain't going to be like before. And I'm the guy that's sitting there telling you at the dinner party with cheese and wine, hey, go talk to your peoples. Go talk to them. Let them know. No, that's not the right one. But let them know, where is it at?
That nigga's tripping.
Yeah. How my son say, crash out. You don't want a black Gen Xer to crash out, because I think we'll crash out. So we went to school with y'all and did all this and saw all this and kumbaya and all that, thinking it was everything. Our kids were going to grow up and be in a better and live in a better place, a better country. Well, here we are. Here we are. And I'm the guy, the black man, to say, I think about, like, I see, like, what happened over and what has been happening over in Palestine, in Gaza. And I say to myself, because the way the narrative, this, and I don't even know how this is going to land in the algorithm where folks might hear it, but I'll just say it anyway, because I ain't got no malice in what I'm saying. I'm just speaking about from a justice and a humanitarian, a humanistic point of view. But if you fuck me up for generations, and then October, I forgot when it happened, heinous as it was, I want to say 2023, but that attack happened where they attacked Israel, because that thing been going on for a minute, and then now Israel's like, oh, you had enough, you had the unmitigated gall after we done apartheid you for 50, 60 years, and just made you second, third, fourth, and fifth class citizens. You decided you want to stand up for your manhood and for your peoples. You decided to get some Richard Pryor said, it will be some bloodshed.
Exactly.
Will be some bloodshed. And I say that as a joke, not to belittle bloodshed. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just. And they wipe out the drone footage over Gaza and Gaza City. Crazy. Fucking Armageddon. Starving. I give credit for them folks just surviving, and the folks going over there just trying to help. And I know black folk in America catch hell. My ancestors caught hell. But to the victor go the spoils, so called, right? So it's a little something to say about that. Because I'm here. I'm here. And I'd be damned if I don't use or create, if I don't use the platform I created for myself, not to speak to that. Because I know, guys, Grizzly tends to do that a little bit, you know. He goes off on tangents, but that's what I do as pro wrestler Mark Henry. Oh, I need to write that down. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. So, Oh, that tea is so good. Skies on the roof. That's a stunt. And I am not in a position where the media or the politicians or the clergy, maybe the clergy are going to speak on it this Sunday. But I know one thing. That is, if you look up stunt in the dictionary,
Exactly.
what this fool did this morning was a stunt. What the fuck is you doing on the roof, man? And eggs are whatever the prices of eggs are right now. I thought it was about that. Fuck you doing on the roof? Talking about, what is you distracting us from? So let me tell y'all what he's distracting y'all from. So, because this shit ain't going away, and I'm going to hurry up and pick it back off because I don't want to talk about this fool no more. Whatever going to happen, I'm going to let God handle it.
Exactly.
Congress subpoenaed the Clintons for what? To distract. One of the head mob efforts in the Justice Department then went down. That's just like the FBI or the main head person going down to Mecklenburg to talk to somebody to negotiate. What you negotiating with a criminal for? A convicted criminal, felon. Another felon is in front of your face, convicted felon civilly, in front of your face, then sent his minions down to negotiate with another felon. And the cameras, I'm animated now and then, I'm thinking about it, and the media is covering the shit. Like it's breaking news. If I hear that shit one more goddamn time.
Exactly.
A bullshit?
Stop with that breaking news shit. Please. It ain't breaking news. It's not. You know what you should say? I don't know what you should say, but stop saying breaking news. Internet people for clicks. Internet news agencies, podcast, breaking news, TV, because that's how they hook you. Because if you hear, it used to work with me in the last election cycle, breaking news. I'm like, wait a minute, it's breaking news every goddamn day. Y'all got me fucked up.
Exactly.
Mama ain't raised no fool. How's it breaking news every day? We on the brink every day. How Cat Williams said, my wife loved that line. Where Mel Gibson, another racist supporter of his, bullshitter. So he got raped by a pack of niggas. And my wife said, what? A pack? Because Cat Williams said, wait a minute, that's a pack of niggas? it's for effect. Breaking news. Like, nah, y'all got me. Y'all ain't get me with that shit. When I hear that shit, it's like a double-edged sword. Like, I keep scrolling or I switch the channel so that I hear breaking news because I know they say that the value of it is gone. It's gone. It used to be a Walter Cronkite, a special news break or some shit that come on once every blue moon that was actually breaking news. Now that shit is breaking news is like cracking a fucking egg for breakfast. You dig?
Exactly.
I know fucking breaking news. It's some bullshit y'all just pushing out. I don't even know how. I don't work myself into a shoot, Mark. Marcus J, my world I had to kick the camera too. My world television, world tag team partner, wrestling tag team partner, my world podcasting tag team partner. That's what it is, Mark.
Exactly.
Come through, man. We gonna shoot. We gonna do either one. I know you don't do what is those call-ins where you got a separate camera, a remote. Yeah, don't do it. We're not gonna do a remote. You come in when you got the time. It's a busy brother. I don't even know how to segue off of that, but all I can say is y'all keep putting out content, putting the pressure on this orange suit dude in the corner. The cameras, she done moved from one prison to a club fed, another a cushy prison after as she didn't talk to him. That Ghislaine Maxwell chick. Everybody is internet sleuthing on the internet, connecting the dots to all of these douchebag, sorry excuses for men and women. I can say that because I ain't even came close to doing what half of y'all has done. Don't want to.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
So it's all. I used to say it's all fugazi. I mean, it's all an illusion. It's all wishy-washy. But no, they just playing in front of everybody's faces, and I can't see how everybody. I just can't see how everybody ever since 2011, 2012, 2013, whatever long this guy's been on the radar in the political sphere, how y'all fall for that? And then when you look back, because Kinkle's, I forgot the name of these sisters podcast. They're not sisters, but I forgot the name of these ladies podcast. I think they're I forgot. And I'm gonna pull it up. And when I pull it up, I'm gonna do it here. It's because I got time today, goddammit. It's because I got time. Where's my subscriptions? I'm looking up my there it is. I've had it podcast. IHIP news. I'm gonna tell you, if I don't even subscribe. So first of all, I'm just trying to get y'all to help me reach my August goal. Personally, as the host of Taking No Shorts podcast, Jay Grizzly Green, do me a favor. Let me take a moment to talk to you, the listening audience. I would humbly ask you to subscribe to my podcast by going to youtube.com/@Taking No Shorts pod and just hit the subscribe button by August 31st. And if I've reached the goal at the bottom, I said it, it's just 100. Starting out early. I promise you, will not be forgotten. I promise you, I will do something very, very special for you. I promise you, I would have to get permission from my better half, but I promise you, if she gives me permission, I will do something strange for that subscription.
Exactly.
But IHIP News, I think is the name of it. Let me pull it up here and see if it's the. Yeah, I've had it. Is the name of the. Yo, they go hard on Trump. That's the first time I said his name. Not the first, but they go hard. And I'm saying, like, I'm looking, and that's encouraging. I'm like, yo, if these ladies, I think it's from Oklahoma, a red state, by the way, they can go in and go hard, you know, because they need to go harder than I do, for real. That's they. But I've seen them advocate, you know, and I'm not co-signing nothing other than I'm saying that's my personal subscription, so everybody can like what they want to like. But yeah, the wool, we done put the sweater of wool with some Woolite. That's another Gen X reference, because
Exactly.
who the fuck uses Woolite anymore? Who does that? The clock is ticking on you, guy. Either your friends that are in those places don't want to fuck with you no more, or the wool has come up over the eyes of the people you done fugazed. But one way or another, in the words of the band Blondie, they're going to find you. They're going to get you. Get you. Get you. We coming back to Michael Jackson. Y'all don't hold this against me. This is Jackson's. Sing it, Mike. I'm grooving here on a break here, Taking No Shorts podcast. We're about to come back to it. That's a piece of Tito. Why knows Michael? I'm gonna play it to the breakdown for y'all. We're wrapping it up and we're back here Taking No Shorts podcast as I get into episode 102. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe anywhere where you find your favorite podcast. But also every Friday around 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the stream at the following streaming channels. That will be Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch, all at Taking No Shorts Pod. I am your host, Jay Grizzly Green.
Exactly.
AKA Mr. Leave No Meat on the Biz Zone. My personal @ is at Jay Grizzo. That's JayGrizzo. Am I recording? Yeah, I'm recording. I'm making sure. This is a contained operation over here, ladies and gentlemen. And I appreciate everybody rocking with me from episodes all the way through. Let's get into the rest of the podcast because we're going to leave the other bullshit back there. But on to some more
bullshit.
Check this out. So, pro wrestler Terry Bollea, a.k.a. Hulk Hogan, I want to say he passed away last week or a week and a half ago. I want to say it was last week. So I don't want to mess it up. Right. But he had a funeral today, a memorial service today or yesterday. I don't even know. And I'll give you my personal thoughts because I know last week, episode 101, we kind of touched on us Gen Xers losing people. Like we had a trifecta last week. We had Malcolm Jamal Warner, rest in peace to that brother and his family, played Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. That was his most notable, but musician, father, good dude, poet, Malcolm and Eddie actor. He might have did some writing and producing and all that. So tragic accident that we lost him. But then Ozzy Osbourne, rock icon, known for, I think he bit the face off of a duck or some shit. I don't know, but and then this guy. Now, this for folks watching Taking No Shorts podcast, you might be like, well, Grizzly about to get into his wrestling shit, so I'm Xing out, I'm closing out. And I get it. If you're not, see, pro wrestling fans, it became entertainment now in 2025, like just normal mainstream entertainment. But I remember when I was a wrestling fan, thanks to my dad introducing it to me at a young age. But I was a wrestling fan when it was taboo, when it was an outlaw to be a wrestling fan. Like you was ashamed to say that you went to a wrestling match or you watched pro wrestling. So that's how far back I go. And so I'm what they call true to this shit. You dig?
Exactly.
So I was never being born in RVA, Richmond, Virginia, and coming up in the Crockett and Mid-Atlantic promotion area. That was my fandom back then. They had little territories. And so my allegiance was to this territory here where I saw my wrestling stars. But when cable got invented, I get to see other stars. So I got to see New York, Dallas, Florida, Memphis, AWA, Midwest. Those are the other wrestling territories that I saw. And when I compared it to what I saw or grew up with, I was like, it's not my shit. It's not like, when I see Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior, short of Randy Savage, and honestly, Savage came from Memphis.
Exactly.
Or from down south. He wasn't a Vince McMahon guy. Anyway, that guy passed away. I think it was, well, when you pass away, something going on, something wrong. So I think they said cardiac arrest. I'm not quite sure. And now we are a week removed, and now it's leaking. I'm not saying, I'm alleging. This is what I'm hearing, alleging, and ear whispering, because the internet talk. Like, his kids sort of, I think I saw his son was at SummerSlam that happened this weekend, where one of the companies he worked for a long time, WWE, gave a tribute to him at one of their big shows, which was SummerSlam, and his son was there. But usually when there's a but, you know what's coming. It's something anti-against or something, not from left field. I'm like, he had a lot of stuff going on with him. You can go back to episode 101 to hear that. How folks felt about Hulk Hogan. That's not where I'm going. I'm going at his kids, mainly his daughter, Brooke Hogan, the one that he said, I don't want you effing with them N-bombs. You know, why you got to be effing with them N-bombs, which then again, that's your daughter, bro, but, you know, I ain't gonna speak. I'm trying not to speak ill of you because you're no longer with us. And I wouldn't want nobody speaking ill of anybody that I find there that's no longer with us, with me. So let me get my tea. My pause, my throat hurts. But this website was like, yo, here's some of the facts because he had a memorial service. They cremated him. Cremation is normal. You know, that's normal. But they didn't have an autopsy. And his widow was a member of a cult in Florida. They bases in Florida. And his estate is worth about 30 to 40 or 50. He got a lot of money in his estate. And his daughter and his friend, or alleged friend, I know his daughter, can't allege his daughter. His daughter's his daughter. They're on social media saying, I don't know, this shit kind of funny. And they got married kind of quick, like over the last 3 years, this whole relationship bloomed. They saying Hogan might have, I think she said something about, you might, I don't know if it's a quote, but the way that the website guy was just described it was like, yo, hey, Dad, I don't know if you should be, because Hogan by this time is in his late 60s, early 70s. And his wife, his widow now, but his wife might be, I don't know. She looked like, when I saw the picture, I'm going to be liberally giving her, she might be in her late 30s. You know, I mean, I'm not, you know, if you can get it like that, bro, go ahead, Hogan. I mean, money talks a lot. You know. But if you got that money, and now all of a sudden, then they say they said he had leukemia. Like, that's something you would, if you got diagnosed, if Hulk Hogan had leukemia, on top of everything else that was ailing him, that took him out, why wasn't this all, considering who he was as a pro wrestler, celebrity, as a pop icon, why wasn't all this out? So the sliver, the was slid in as like Hogan at his memorial service. Everybody was there. They said Vince McMahon, Ric Flair, and all this, and you know, a lot of important people in the pro wrestling business was there. But he was like, yo, no autopsy. She in a cult, allegedly. All of his illness come out all of a sudden, and his daughter was estranged. One of his kids, and I don't even know if the son might have been estranged, you know. And I don't, like, honestly, I don't even feel right, like, because if it was my family and I was in the public spotlight like that, on that level, you know, I would have my ducks in a row to where shit is not fucking with my kids like that, you know. But he didn't get his ducks in a row. And so what I said last week, and I'll say this week on this, once I saw this little conspiracy come out about how, you know, this might not be on the up and up with Hulk Hogan and his tragic passing, is, I mean, I was never a fan from the jump from his pro wrestling type shit. It just was the icing on the cake for me when he came out and told his daughter, hey, I don't want you effing with them N-word guys. Why are you messing with them N-word guys? And then I heard other pro wrestlers talk about how he was a douche behind the scenes. Like, you only, like, when something happened to you, like, people supposed to vouch for you. Somewhere, and it's a Gen X thing, or maybe it's a human thing. Like, folks supposed to vouch for you. Like, that's a stand-up woman, or that's a stand-up dude. And because I said that, they live a life of stand-upness. Yeah, that's just how it goes. But only a few did it. And look who did it. Flair. And I'm a fan of Flair, honestly, from a pro wrestler fan. I'm a big Ric Flair fan. He's in the intro of Taking No Shorts podcast. Vince McMahon, these cats. Brock Lesnar is back in SummerSlam. I'm not, man. I swear to God, I am going to do a podcast. I'm going to do I'm just going to talk about wrestling. I want to do a wrestling podcast again with some of my pro wrestling nerds. That would be the Homeboy Damon, Marcus J, Joey Boombots, the TV Champ B. Get us on the stream, and we're going to talk some pro wrestling. Oh, I didn't forget Mike Moe and Bondi. They probably, they going to be the first white guys y'all see on the podcast. I can tell you that. Not the first white guys that's been on the podcast, because white have been on the podcast. I just ain't put that. I just haven't put it out. Yeah, but they'll be the first white guys y'all see on the podcast, and they're friends of mine. I hope still. All right, so what I'll wrap up the podcast with tonight, guys, is because I've been on, as a black Gen Xer.
Exactly.
Man, there's so much that we can do retro stuff on. And just for this episode, I'm going to try. It's because as you get older, young folk, Z's, millennials, I think millennials are getting there now, because my oldest son, I'm not gonna say how old he is, but he like, wait a minute, I'm getting up there, and I'm like, yeah, yes, you are, and because you are, you will have an appreciation for the things that you grew up with, the nostalgia, the smells, the feels, how it made you feel. Where were you at this point in your life, considering that we're living in one of the most craziest times in America?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Thank you, Coach. And so with that being said, I wanted to talk about some things that was retroing to me as Black Gen X. Now, I follow a couple of retro channels on YouTube. I don't want to give their names to mix it up because I might not do them justice. But there's a space for Gen Xers, and especially there's a lane for Black Gen Xers to, hey, let's carve out a space for us, especially since now we are at that age that we can talk about it. Because look, last week, Malcolm Jamal Warner, rest in peace. That's Theo from the Cosby Show, Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan. Like, these cats are now, like, we grew up with them, and like, where's life at, especially when life gets so crazy? Like, what can you cling on to make you think like it ain't that bad? Like, at least we still got, And so I just randomly pulled up, being that we're in August, so we're summer, I just pulled up a summer, and I just pulled up a year, and I pulled up the summer of 19 on my Google, and I'll see if I can get it. Let me do this. Present present share screen. Let's do this. Boom. No, I don't want that one. Where's the screen? See, guys, I tried to. Let's do this. Remove. Add to stage. There we go. I was just trying to. Let's see if it don't even work like that. The best I could do, guys, and the reason I do it like that is because when I go through the edits, it's not going to come out how I want it to come out. But I wanted to do the pop culture or my summer of 1982. Now, in 1982, I don't even know how this is gonna come out, so I'm gonna do it like that. Because when I hit this one, it don't even. All right, I'm so pissed about that. Y'all, this is an experiment. I'm trying to stay true to what I told y'all. This is gonna be real retro and ridiculously awesome. And so far, I've given y'all plenty of.
Exactly.
Thank you, Sheik. Sheik, what would you got to say about Hulk Hogan?
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Thank you, Sheik. Summer 1982. I was 10 years old. I'm just giving y'all my personal, and we're going to wrap up, and then hopefully my Black Gen Xers can identify. I was 10 years old, living in Richmond, Virginia. I think 1982, I was in the 4th grade. We had this summer program in Richmond, which somebody correct me, but I think it was a remnant of the Black Panther Party's program called RCAP. Now, the program might have been a community action program, but in Richmond, it was called RCAP, Richmond Community Action Program. And it was a program for disadvantaged kids living in the ghetto, in the social, like poor kids living in the ghetto for the summer to give them something to do, to keep them from getting into trouble. My RCAP program was at Randolph, at the Randolph School in Richmond, Virginia. Randolph used to be a middle school for the white folks until segregation happened. White folks left. Black folks went to the school. School shut down. They moved it because the facilities was not enough. But it was still a playground, a pool, basketball courts, shit like that. Classrooms. We could use the building. Like this is what I'm trying to tell and teach the disease and the TikTokers and shit. Like, y'all, especially kids of color, like, there's folks that put down a lot of work to make sure that y'all didn't have to deal with what we had to deal with. Not me personally, but so I remember RCAP, they pick us up like 9 in the morning, keep us all day, bring us back by the time my parents got home, because we was latchkey kids. That's a Gen X thing for sure.
Exactly.
Your parents weren't home, nigga. You, Lord knows what you had to do to make sure you got home safe. Catching a bus, walking from school, or catching a bus from school, or catching a train from school. Nowadays you can jump in a car with a stranger. I know I'm saying this will make me sound like an old man, but you could order a taxi, jump in a car with a stranger that's not a taxi, but it's a taxi. And they're going to take you and make sure you get home safe if you're a kid. I'm an adult, and the first time I took this is off the beaten path, but one time I took an Uber and I hit the pin right before I got into the Uber, and this motherfucker got off on the wrong exit, and I ain't had my shit with me. I swear to God. Oh, I thought I was gonna have to squabble that day, boy. I was like, "What the fuck is this, man?" Lesson is don't hit the ooh-wee pan before getting into a Uber, because they might jump on the wrong exit or off the wrong exit, and the next thing you know, you is tripping. I was tripping. I don't know if you might, but I trusted them. You know, I was trying to be a responsible citizen because I was hitting like an 85% type pin, right? And then I was like, yo, I'm going to holler at my homeboys podcast, and I just want to get right before I get there. And I hit the pin, and this guy picks me up. I'm like, where the fuck is you going? Like, this is a young kid too. So, I mean, I wasn't scared. I was just like, yo, you the driver. Like, I'm not even in the seat, and I ain't take. But summer of 82. Anyway. Now, all cap was live. Because about 10 years old is when you, for me, in the summer, you at the pool, you was hot, girls wearing shorts. I Ric Flair said, I was all the way live, baby.
Exactly.
My hormones was there. So it taken me to a very, very, very poignant time. Anyway, while all of this was happening in the summer of 82, let me just give y'all some of the movies that was going down for y'all black Gen Xers. The summer of 80, and this is from Google and the AI that Google gave me. Summer 82 saw a surge in sci-fi and fantasy movies, right? So the first one that came up was E.T. And as black Gen X, like I should have put in, hey, give me some black Gen X pop culture for 82, because I ain't go see none of my people's. Even if we had the means, and I think we did, where you had Good Neighbor Hour. I don't know if nobody's just knows.
Exactly.
God, I'm dating myself. Y'all get into these comments. Y'all need to support this, because the young folks is definitely not going to be running this. When I say Good Neighbor Hour was 4 1/4. That's a matinee. Matinee, meaning you saw the movie before 4 or 5 o'clock. Now matinee, I saw Fantastic Four, by the way. Superman is better than Fantastic Four. And that's the first, because I ain't never saw a DC movie that I like except for this last one. The Fantastic Four was good, but it wasn't better than Superman. So that's just my personal opinion. Y'all can come from me in the comments, okay? But E.T. I didn't see in the theater. I think I saw it on cable. And I saw the commercials, I saw the toys, I saw the Christmas with the E.T. and E.T. phone home with the finger and all that shit. Like, I just wasn't a big E.T. guy. So it didn't resonate with me. But it was a sci-fi hit. You know what? I want to say what came out in 82, and I'm going to look it up. And I saw something online about it. Because that's just, yep, Poltergeist. God damn it.
Exactly.
That TV come up. And I forgot the name. Carrie Ann. And that weird lady that came up. Ooh. Y'all tell me y'all weren't scared of Poltergeist in 1982. When it came, and of course, I don't even know if this was what the Motion Picture Association gave it, but and that little girl passed away too young, too soon. But look at that goddamn. Hold on, let me go back. let me go back to this thing right here. When that goddamn clown and those arms was coming up under the bed, Poltergeist was a scary ass movie, but it was a classic. It was a classic for me. So that's one of the things I remember is Poltergeist stood out because 82 was a sci-fi and a fantasy world. I want to say, what was the joint with Tom Cruise when he had the crooked teeth? Willow? So what's the Tom Cruise movie? Hold on, see, this y'all got me going now. Let me go back to it. Hold on. Tom Cruise 1982 movie. Losing It? Oh, was he in Willow? What was that movie? Yeah, it was. It was fucking Willow. Remember Willow, guys? Oh, no, it was Legend. Look at that shit. This was like 82. And I don't even know how much cable cost. I'm going to look it up. How much did cable cost in 1982? This is what I do here. And I'm totally. Because I don't know how we kept cable watching Flash Gordon, Legend, E.T., Empire Strikes Back. I didn't go to the movie theater to see Empire Strikes Back. How much did cable cost in 1982? In 1982, this is how my mom could afford a single black mom with 4 kids in 1982. Basic cable service typically costs around $8 per month. Now, that's one streaming channel. No, that's less than one. You can't even get that for a streaming channel. I know, inflation. He don't want y'all to know about inflation, by the way. However, most cable systems require customers to purchase a basic package before they could subscribe to premium channels. So you had to get the basic pass, then you add on HBO, which could be another $10. So you had HBO for two. So you had $2 a month, $10 a month, $18, $20. And you could watch E.T., Empire Strikes Back, Legend, Willow, Footloose, Flashdance, and you get the Skinemax channels.
Exactly.
God damn, what a time to be alive. Your folks say cover your eyes. My mom say cover your eyes and you do like this so you can see the titties. Oh my God. That's just a taste of what I'm trying to get into with this retro, guys. There's something there for Black Gen Xers that know what I'm talking about. The music, the chart toppers, the summer '82 music charts were topped by some of the songs Survivors, Eye of the Tiger, which was from Rocky. Eye of the Tiger, it's the thrill of the... Speaking of Hulk Hogan, his movie debut as Thunderlips. Olivia Newton-John's Physical. I think that came from, oh my God. And Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I love rock and roll. I love rock and roll. I love rock and roll. I do. I like rock and roll. I grew up on it. I didn't grow up on it. I just liked it. I'll get to the fashion and other stuff later because, man, I have to write this. What I've learned is I have to write the podcast out, and I wrote it out so y'all see. I wrote the podcast out tonight and tried to stick to it, but the political stuff went a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, and so I'm finding it. So any encouragement, any suggestions, if you're a creator, I'll take that. I'll take advice. I'm not, even though y'all see the gray, I'm not one of those guys that be like, yo, I want to be better. I want to give the audience what they want, but I also want to be true to me. And I think I've taken a a further step at giving you all the true me as the host of Taking No Shorts. But well, I mean, what you saw in the other 101 episodes before 102, it's me. It's just me on, and I let my friends when they come on or my guests come on. That's just me in a animated way, like in a super hyped up way. If you get me, if you sit down, you'll rock with your mans. Ain't no more of your boys. You can rock with your man, Jay Grizzly Green, a.k.a. Mr. Leave No Meat on the Bone.
Exactly.
Fitting to wrap up here, Taking No Shorts podcast, episode 102. Before I wrap up, I want to, again, make sure y'all hit up my sister, Chandra Green. That's SHAWNDRAGREEN. She is fighting a good fight against breast cancer, sister. She's got a GoFundMe. We got her. She got it, and she got this. Got good news. She's in a upward trajectory in beating this thing. And sister, I love you. You got this. You know, because we do the call every week. You know, on where we are, and I just wanted to let the world know that you're fighting that good fight, and nobody deserves more than you to win, to get this win, and I'm pulling for you, and we know with God in your corner, you can pull this out. You dig?
Exactly.
Give you that exactly, sister. Also, every Friday you catch the podcast, like I said, 8:45, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Trying to reach that goal on YouTube because I've been on the Meta apps, Facebook and Instagram a lot. I will get to the TikTok. I'm still trying to. Matter of fact, I think the next live I'm going to do is I'm going to do the live on TikTok, and the TikTok is the same, at Taking No Shorts Pod, TAKIN, SHORTSPOD. That's Ebonics. Taken. Not the movie Taken. TAKEN. No.
A bullshit?
Taken.
Perfect.
TAKIN. Apostrophe, as the French would say. No Shorts Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Grizzly Green. Until episode 103, or I might get a live stream in before episode 103 come out. You never know. I thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I am out.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Yeah, honey, I know. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you coming on. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, honey. Yeah, I'm in the studio. I'm about to go.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Yeah, it was only 1 or 2 pictures, and it was just cause. 10, yeah. It was 10. You counted. Well, I liked them all because